Hello and welcome to Azure Wala. We are in Microsoft Certified Associate series. Today we are going to discuss Case Study 2. Case Study 2 Overview, General Overview. Contoso Limited is a consulting company that has a main office in Montreal and branch offices in Seattle and New York. Environment. Existing environment is Contoso has an Azure subscription named Sub1 and is linked to an Azure Active Directory tenant. The network contains an on-premises Active Directory domain that syncs to Azure AD tenant. The Azure AD tenant contains the users shown in the following table. User 1 is a member, user 2 is a guest, user 3 is a member, and user 4 is a member. Subscription 1 contains two resource groups named RG1 and RG2 and the virtual network shown in the following table. User 1 manages the resources in resource group 1. User 4 manages the resources in resource group 2. Subscription 1 contains virtual machines that run Windows Server 2019 as shown in the following table. No network security groups are associated to network interfaces or the subnets. Subscription 1 contains the storage account shown in the following table. Next section of the case study is requirements, plan changes. Contoso plans to implement the following changes. Create a blob container named container1 and a file share named share1 that will use the cool storage tier. Create a storage account named storage5 and configure storage replication for the blob service. Create network security group named NSG1 that will have the custom inbound security rules shown in the following table. Associate NSG1 to network interface of virtual machine 1. Create an NSG named NSG2 that will have the custom outbound security rules shown in the following table. Associate NSG2 to VNet1 and Subnet 2. Next part is technical requirements. Create container1 and share1. Use the principle of least privilege. Create an Azure Active Directory security group named Group 4. Backup the Azure file shares and virtual machines by using Azure Backup. Trigger an alert if virtual machine 1 or virtual machine 2 has less than 20 GB of free space on volume C. Enable user 1 to create Azure policy definitions and user 2 to assign Azure policies to resource group 1. Create an internal basic Azure load balancer named LB1 and connect the load balancer to VNet1 subnet 1. Enable flow logging for IP traffic from VM5 and retain the flow logs for a period of 8 months. Whenever possible, grant group 4 Azure role-based access control, read-only permissions to Azure file shares. The questions will be framed around planned changes and technical requirements. However, there is a lot of information which will remain useless for us. Let's go to question 1. Question 1. You need to ensure that user 1 can create initiative definitions and user 4 can assign initiatives to RG2. The solution must meet the technical requirements. This is the resource group 2 and this is user 1 can create, we denoted it by C, and user 4 can assign, denoted by A, the Azure policies to RG2. Now let's see the technical requirements. Enable user 1 to create Azure policy definitions and user 2 to assign Azure policies to RG1. User 1 can create Azure policy for RG1 and there is another user called user 2 who can assign the policies to RG1. Let's go back to question. Question is, which role should you assign to each user? So it is asking about user 1 and user 4. Let's see the role for user 1. First option is contributor for RG1. Since user can create Azure policy for RG1 and RG2, so it should be on the subscription level. Therefore, option 1 is not the correct because it is limited to RG1 only. Third option, security admin for RG1, that is also limited to RG1 only. Now we are left with the two options, contributor for subscription 1 and resource policy contributor for subscription 1 to create the policy on RG1 and RG2. Next section is role for user 4. We can see in the diagram that user 4 requires assign permission for resource group 2 and there is no permission requirements for the resource group 1. Therefore, the role contributor for subscription 1 and security admin for subscription 1 are ruled out. Now we are left with the two options, contributor for resource group 2 or resource policy contributor for resource group 2. We are in Azure portal. Let's go to the subscription. Go to access control. Click on roles. Let's look for the contributor role. Scroll towards right hand side. Click on view. Click on JSON. Contributor can perform all the actions. Therefore, it is star here. And contributor cannot perform these actions. The contributor is not authorized to create or assign the policy. Therefore, contributor is incorrect answer. Now let's see the security admin role. Select security admin. Scroll to the right. Click on view. Click on JSON. And you can see under the actions, security admin can read all the authorization, can perform policy assignment, can perform policy definitions. So security admin can create and assign the policies. We require this role to be implemented on resource group 1 and resource group 2. And in the answer area, it is provided that security admin role for resource group 1 only. Therefore, it won't be the correct answer. However, if the security admin role is for subscription level, then it would be the correct answer. Now let's search for resource policy contributor role. Scroll to right. Click on view. Click on JSON. Resource policy contributor role on subscription 1 will allow the user 1 to create and assign the policy for resource group 1 and resource group 2. So here in action you can see that authorization for policy assignment and policy definitions are allowed for resource policy contributor role. In answer area, resource policy contributor role for subscription 1 is being asked and it will allow to create the policy for resource group 1 as well as for the resource group 2 from the user 1, and the user 1 will be able to assign the policy to resource group 1 and resource group 2 as well. Resource policy contributor role for subscription 1 is the correct answer. Similarly, for the user 4, contributor role for the resource group 2 will not be the correct answer as it is having the authorization under not action area. Contributor role for subscription 1 will also not be the correct answer because it will have the authorization section in not action area. Security admin role for user 4 will be the correct answer to create and assign the Azure policy on resource group 2. However, in answer area, it is provided that security admin role for subscription 1, which will allow to create and assign the policy for resource group 1 as well. Option 4 is resource policy contributor role for resource group 2, which is more precise. It will provide the permissions to user 4 for resource group 2 only, where user 4 can create and assign the policy to resource group 2 only. Therefore, resource policy contributor role for resource group 2 is more correct answer. Therefore, resource policy contributor for subscription 1 is the correct answer for the user 1. For the user 4, a resource policy contributor for resource group 2 is the correct answer. Question 2. You need to create container 1 and share 1. Which storage account should you use for each resource? Let's see the requirement in case study. Requirement is create a blob container named container1 and file share named share1 that will use the cool storage tier. So we have to choose the account kind which support cool storage tier. For that, let's go to Microsoft documentation and understand which account kinds are supporting cool storage tier. As per Microsoft documentation, access tiers are supported by general purpose v2 account type and standard blob storage account types. Please note, premium blob storage doesn't support access tiers. Legacy standard blob storage supports tier, means blob storage with the standard performance tier support the access tiers. Premium file storage doesn't support access tiers. Let's see in the case study what account types are given to us. Storage 1, which is storage general purpose v1 account, which doesn't support the access tiers. Storage 2, which is storage v2 general purpose v2 account, which does support access tiers. Since all these accounts are with standard performance, so storage 3 is a blob storage account with standard performance and it does support the access tiers. Storage 4 is file storage account type and it doesn't support access tiers. Therefore, we can use storage account 2 and storage account 3 to create the container 1 with cool storage tier. Next part of the question is for share 1, which account we can use. We can use storage 2 account, which is general purpose v2 account for share 1. Storage 3 does not have the file share part, so we cannot use this. Storage 4 has a file storage type account and we can create the share 1, but it doesn't support the storage tiering. Therefore, we cannot use the storage 4 as well, and we can only use storage 2 for file share. For container 1, we can use storage 2 and storage 3, and for share 1, we can use storage 2 only, which is general purpose v2 account. Question 3. You need to create a storage account with the name storage 5. The solution must support the planned changes. Which type of storage account should you use and which account should you configure as the destination storage account? Let's see the planned changes. Create a storage account named storage 5 and configure storage replication for the blob service. The storage account storage 5 would be the source storage account. We will have two storage account, source storage account and destination storage account. The source storage account will be S5 and we need to choose one destination account. Let's understand object replication requirements. As per the Microsoft documentation, to configure object replication for blobs, object replication requires that blob versioning is enabled for both the source and destination account, and that blob change feed is enabled for the source account. Further, the source and destination accounts can be either general purpose v2 storage accounts or premium blob accounts. Therefore, for the source storage account, we can use storage v2 general purpose v2 account. Storage general purpose v1 is legacy account which cannot be used. The blob storage account is a standard storage account, therefore it cannot be used. And blob storage account, which is a standard storage account, cannot be used for this purpose. For the source storage account, storage V2 is the correct answer. Second part is destination storage account. For the destination storage account, we can use storage account 2, which is general purpose V2 account, and other accounts are not the premium blob storage account, therefore none of these accounts can be used. Storage 2 is the correct answer. I hope this video was informative for you. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, press the bell notification icon. Thank you for watching this video. See you in next video.